What is this? Something's happening on the screen. This is one of the reasons I'm not making videos as much as I used to. And this is, of course, something called Dungeon Fighter Online. And I'm commentating live, so that's a little bit tricky. What Dungeon Fighter Online is a massive multiplayer lobby based in teams of 4 max. Brawler, very much like I don't know, Streets of Rage, I guess, Battletoads, stuff like that. As you can see, it's pretty challenging. I'm dying here. There is a lot of shit going on. Like, I already like the art style. I love the feel this game has. It really is very much a very nice feeling game. I'm playing as a priest, and to be more precise, a crusader subclass, which is a support-oriented class, and I'm trying to destroy this boss right here. I think you may notice is the giant health bar of the boss. What really speaks to what this game is all about. The bosses have many layered bars. So this guy, I think we are on his last bar, but he was I think like 6 bars of life on him, and we died again. This is very bad, actually. Let's destroy this guy and be done with this. So yeah, and a whole bunch of Japanese MMO things happen each time you win. Here I'm picking my reward for the dungeon here, and let's go. Let's thank my guy. Let's slide to the guy that I gotta go, and let's abandon the party here. And this is the overworld of the game, a part of it, of course. The sewer, and there is a whole lot of people standing here. This is one thing I don't actually like that much about this game, is that the character avatars can have these horrible animated GIFs for titles, but okay. So yeah, I really like this game. This is a very refreshing take on an MMO. It has all the things you want in an MMO. You have gear progression, you have different stats, different damage types, different classes, but everything is very much skill based and positioning based. It's a very unique game. I don't think there is another one like this, and I meant to try it for a long time now, but what I found is, let me just queue for a quick party, and while we wait I'm gonna talk about the game. What I really like about the game also is that it plays both in a typical MMO fashion, where you have skill commands, or skill buttons rather. You have your rotation on your QWER, ASDF buttons, first 2 rows, but you also have input combos, skill, I guess, not gestures, but skill inputs. So they're very reminiscent of a normal fighting game. So for example, I'm gonna not queue up for this and go solo. For example, if I press Z, I have a special attack that launches enemies into the air, and this is my most basic combo I'm doing right now. So that's Z. Let me just kill this guy and maybe concentrate on the little witch back here. If I press upright Z, I do this 1-2 punch. Or for example, when I do front or right and space, I have my basic strike buff that just buffs my my physical attack. But if I do up space, I have a buff that adds some magical damage to my attacks. And that awesome cross jump, and yes, that is totally a giant giant cross on my back, which I use to smash my enemies in the face. And this is what a priest fights with in this game. Just like to thank Japan for they're very much anime understanding of what a priest is. And that attack is up, and Z. This is where I jump into the air and come down with my cross on the enemies. Alright, so let me put a whole bunch of buffs on myself. As this is the Crusader is a support class, but this is the only full support class in the game, and there is a good lot of classes. There are fighters, priests, mages, rogues, and most of them have different subclasses. Like for example, my priest, but my subclass is Crusader. The other priest subclasses are Avenger and Exorcist, Crusader, and Monk. And they are very different one from another. For example, the Monk is like a punching kind of guy who has long combos and is quite fragile, but he has long destructive combos. Right, let me buff myself a little bit, and let's not forget about my favorite Crusader buff, which is called Virtue of the Light, I think, or something like that. I'm gonna check it once I'm done with this guy. My favorite buff is called, where is it? There we go, Revenge of Light. So every time I attack and do a magical damage, oh, these guys are quite a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to shield myself from them. Maybe take this guy out a little bit. Oh, that's actually quite good what I did there. And actually jumped over them. I'm gonna try and do this again. And every time I strike an enemy and do magical damage, there is a chance for me to spawn or just to summon a lightning bolt from outer space, or from the sky, I guess from heavens, to strike my foes. Let me do this. There we go. Now I wanna go to town on this guy. I'm gonna try and destroy this guy. Run here. That's very nice. Yeah, so this is this game. It's very addictive, very nice in this not very MMO way, I guess. It's not like you just keep pressing your buttons, doing your rotations. It really has that arcade kind of feel. When you have to think about your positioning and your attacks, your invincibility frames. There's a lot of environmental factors. For example, these plants below me are quite nasty. They are indestructible, but they will strike you back if you attack them. So you have to watch out for your direction of attacks near those guys. Right, let me buff myself up again a little bit, and I think I'm ready to take on these guys down here. Let's strike them with my Heaven Spear, which is like one of the few ranged attacks Priest has. And after this dungeon, I'm gonna switch to my launcher. Oh, and here goes the plant. I'm gonna showcase just a little bit of ranged class gameplay here. The game is gorgeous, the music is awesome. It has this very teenage Guilty Gear metal kind of style, and I think some animators that worked on Guilty Gear worked on this game. It's very big in Asia, I think, or at least was until last year. If I understand correctly, the original developer has retaken the rights to publish this game, and the game is now in open beta and it's gonna be free to play. So do not hesitate, although there is a little bit of a problem launching this game if Chrome or Firefox is not your default browser. So just keep that in mind and it should be good. I have maybe picked a little bit boring class to play solo, as I did not want to wait for another party to form. Well, I'm saying that I am getting pummeled by these jumping guys here. So maybe let's get them done with. There we go. And that should be better. Right, let me chug a little bit of that mana restoring potions, because I'm a little bit bad on that. I see this gatekeeper enemy has 2 bars of health. This is actually a pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool gimmick of the game. I do appreciate how that looks and feels. Very nice. I don't know what else can be said in a quick overview of the game. The gear progression, it seems that there is actually a lot of gear discrepancy between levels, so there is a little bit of an issue there if you are used like me, because I'm not a very big MMO guy, but I did play a good amount of Guild Wars 2, and I really liked how they dealt with discrepancies in levels with players. And that's a dead end of this dungeon, as we can see in the upper left corner. And in this game here, it really seems like... Okay, no more uses, that's a little bit concerning. There is a little bit of an issue if you and your buddies or guildmates have a little bit of a level difference between them. It really seems that it's a little bit of a waste of time to help out the lower level guys, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. There is certainly there is a lot of people playing right now in the open beta. There's quite enough people to always have a quick party after maybe 2 minutes of waiting at most. And there's also a dedicated looking for group panel or utility in the game, so it's not very hard to find somebody to play with. And there is no rigid trinity. I mean, Crusader is the only class from well, over 10, maybe 20 subclasses, which is purely focused on support, and even then you can build him otherwise. You can build him for different stuff, for offense or for a hybrid kind of offensive, defensive, or buffing builds. So it's not very rigid in that respect. And I'm not paying attention to what is happening to me here. I'm trying to destroy this gold baton, I guess, bitten. Now I can try to deal with these annoying guys here. Let's throw him a spear on the way back. Maybe send him across. It's a very cool aesthetic. I really like the priest class. Right. Very nice. There's a lot of real fighting game elements in this game. There are counters, there is invincibility frames, of course, there is cancelling, and there is also a PvP, I should mention that, and it really works like a well, like a fighting game with progression. Some people want that. I haven't tried PvP yet, none of my characters, of which I have 3 mains, or 3 characters so far. I've made a 4th one, and it's I'm wondering whether I want to keep it. By the way, there is no I mean, there is plenty of character slots, and you can make as many alts as possible. The only downside of the game, and where I think the game is gonna be gonna make its money from, is the fact that you are limited in this little blue bar on the bottom of your screen. And this is the fatigue bar. Fatigue, I guess. Jesus, that's a pain in the ass to deal with these guys. So each time you progress a room in a dungeon, you lose a little bit of fatigue, and once it runs out, you can no longer play, or you can play PvP, but you can't play PvE on this particular character. But you're only limited to creating 2 ults per day, and so only 2 ults per day, and the fatigue is not account bound, so it's your character gets a good amount of play every day. So also depleting this fatigue bar takes me 3, maybe 4 hours. Jesus. I got pummeled right there. Alright, I'm playing solo, so what I'm gonna do is I'd rather Okay, let's not get rid of these. Let's just try and maybe avoid this super attack by the Queen Clara. And there is end in sight to her health points bar, so that's very good. No, I think she regenerates a bit, so that's a little concerning there. So yeah, so actually there is more hours today than you have the fatigue on most of your ults. So you won't be realistically made unable to play your game. You're just gonna have to switch to another. Or just have to switch to another character of yours. And am I even doing any damage to her? What is going on? What is really going on right here? I don't seem to be dealing much damage to her. Maybe I should destroy these. Oh no, I think my... Oh god, I know why I'm not doing any damage. This is bad. I think my weapon just broke. So that is concerning. I think I am limited to my ranged attacks right now. Oh yeah, this is pretty bad. But we're gonna be able to deal with that, I think. Whoops. Right, I'm gonna use some of my consumables here. Oh, this is a little bit bad. I guess I haven't checked my durability of my weapons, and I don't think this is something that happens on a singular dungeon. I think I forgot to check the durability of my weapons before, and well, this might look like a pretty easy game so far, but well, so far it is. But I'm only level 26, as you can see on the lower left level, and that means I just started to play this game. And it didn't take me much. It actually took me 2 days, a very light place, so maybe 3 hours each day on this particular character. So the grind is not that bad. It's pretty it's pretty manageable, and it actually oh Jesus, am I gonna die here? If I managed to avoid that, but I didn't. There is some evasive maneuvers you can do, but me being a crusader, I don't have that much in my repertoire. Whoa, Jesus! Okay, let's try and jump over this gal here and miss my holy javelin. Almost done. This takes a good while. I will not have a high rank on this dungeon. There we go. At least I get a cool drop out of it. Oh, actually I S ranked it. I guess the triple S rank is not the highest. You are timed on each dungeon, and there is different difficulties to each dungeon, and you, as far as I'm playing, very nice there's the NPC artwork is very nice as well. That's worth pointing out. So far, I haven't run into a situation that I had to necessarily run the same exact dungeon multiple times. You do run the same tile set, I guess, but each time the dungeon is, I think, randomized, and each time each quest has a different boss, a different sub-boss kind of situation. So it's very, very friendly in that way. Okay, I have a new cross. It looks very cool. I'm gonna unbind it as this is, or unseal it, as this is a magic cross, and that means you can't sell it. And now my bone looking cross on my back is white, so I'm very pleased about that. Alright, let's go back to town and let's switch to my different character, level her up a bit, and I'm gonna call it a video here and leave my huge recommendation for this game. I don't think the beta is gonna carry right into the launch. If I remember correctly, there was if I remember correctly, there is a lot of time slated or planned to be there between the release of the full game and the end of beta, of course. As I'm switching the channels here, as I didn't find anybody in the lobby. And what else? I went on the skill panel several times now. The system they have in this version of Dungeon Fighter Online is very nice. You have free respecs forever. You don't have to wait or pay anything for respecking. Each time you go back to the hub, you can just respec everything and be done with it. So that is very nice. You can test out your builds as much as you want. It's really quite okay. So yeah, so this is the launcher. I have just started playing her. This is the female gunner class and the launcher subclass. The launcher fires really slowly, but has a lot of AoE explosive weapons like the flamethrower, the chain gun. She has grenades, which are very powerful indeed. And what else? Well, there are easy classes, there are hard classes, of course, as in every multiplayer game, I guess. And they range from quite straightforward ranged or melee fighters to very sophisticated kind of guys like the Weapon Master, who switches weapons. This is the class that has the weapon switching as their class mechanics, so they are a little bit similar to Dota's Invoker in that respect. Well, actually, it's not very much an Invoker that you commit to a build. It's more of a... you have a very long rotation of different weapons, different skills. Right, so this is, as you can see, this is very easy compared to what solo level 26 looked like. So there's ample time for you to get used to your class, see if you really like it, and decide if you want to continue playing it. So there's no downside to checking stuff out, and it's very good. We're gonna see where the game goes, in what direction after the beta. Right, and I would like to maybe get this gunner robot here. Ow. Very much squishier than the Crusader. Even then, I had a little bit of a problem talking and playing at the same time. So that's always something to consider. But I'm done with this guy here, with Fairy Prince Phileas. Too bad he's not. He doesn't have a sprite. So yeah, this is my chaotic, rambling recommendation to check out the game of Dungeon Fighter Online. I will link you some useful guides and troubleshooting if you have the problem with Chrome. Something, so everything's gonna be in the description, and until then, it was nice talking to you, and feel free to message me in game and we can run together.